All right, everybody, welcome back. Today we've got a 2012 Jeep Wrangler, and we're having some issues with the evaporation. As you can see here on the dash, it says gas cap. We have a check engine light, low tire pressure, but that's just normal. So what we've done is we've taken our Bully Dog tuner here, plugged it in. From here we can access our diagnostic features. Otherwise, you can take it to your local O'Reilly's. Hit Diagnostics. We have two codes found. Let's see here. We've got two evaporative emission lines with incorrect purge flow. So this happens quite a bit, and what I've found the issue is with this is it actually has to do with the gas cap on the vehicle. So if we hop out here and we come back around, we're gonna see that our gas cap is literally off of the vehicle. To fix this, you could tighten it down until you get those clicks, and then it's on there. But in my case, it appears this whole housing is actually broken off. So what I'm going to show you here is how to replace your OEM housing with aftermarket OEM housing. The steps are going to be pretty much identical for all the housings that you go to replace. All right, so I'm going to show you how to remove this without it being loose like this. So this one is obviously very loose, and to put the new one in, really all we would have to do is remove the gas cap, and then we could probably just pull it out here. But I'd like to save any of these tabs that are on the back in case once I get it out, I see that I could repair this for later use. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take our Phillips head screwdriver here, and we're going to pull out these two bolts that connect the tail light into the vehicle. And then if you give it a push inward, that whole housing is going to go ahead and pop off there. All right, and we're going to see those two bolts came out. It looks like I had a ground here that was attached also. And then we will be able to look inside of here, and we can see where that line is actually connected with some tabs in here like that. So with that said, we've got our cap off. We're going to go ahead and give this guy a little pull just like this, and then we're going to see if we can locate the tabs. It seems like there's one on the bottom, just like that, and then you're going to have to pull it off. All right, so what I've got here is actually just an OEM non-closed door housing. This is the one that I believe actually came with the vehicle. You can just pop it right back in there. So what we're gonna do before this though, is there's this little hole on the side, and then we're gonna take out of the old housing this guy with the cap, because the cap doesn't need replaced. We proved that it already clicks back in. We're gonna pop that little guy out and then pop it back into the new housing. All right, so as you can see, I've got the old cap back in the old housing. This guy, to pull it out of the old one, I just put some pressure on the outside here where you can see it, pushed, and then pulled a little bit from the side. Same thing to put it back in on this one. All I had to do was push it in there and it popped right back into place, and we had no issues whatsoever. So now we are gonna go ahead and get this guy lined up and put back in on here. All right, and before we put this one in, this little seal from our old one is gonna have to pop back in here, right in line with these grooves. All right, so now we can see Our seal's all put back in, and we're ready to pop back in the vehicle. When you're doing this, make sure that you're pushing around the spout, the seal. Otherwise, the only thing that's going to happen is that seal is going to pop right back off. All right, so now if we go back, hop up in the vehicle, we're gonna go ahead, take the keys and turn our ignition back on. When clearing codes, I found it's best to just leave the vehicle in the ignition on mode. When you do this, that way it clears from the computer. So we'll go ahead on our tuner, clear them. Successfully erased. None detected. Now if we go ahead and cycle that a couple times just to make sure that code clears completely. And as you can see, no codes whatsoever.